take what it has to be and be happy with it. I don't worry about pH. I can plant azaleas where you tell me they won't grow, but you let me do an organic program and my azaleas will stay green. Worms, especially worm castings, have a tendency to neutralize. If it's too alkali, guess what? It neutralizes and makes it a bit more acid. If it's real acid, it has a tendency to bring out the alkalinity. It's Mother Nature at work. And she's there to help you if you don't kill her. Any questions?
Or the Muscovies.
Yeah, I got Muscovies everywhere. See, my ducks eat my doggone ginkgo plant. It's the only thing they ate the bark off.
This ducks have eaten about a half acre of vegetation right now.
Yeah, ducks are not supposed to eat that.
Okay. I'm not using, she's the gardener, I'm the one who
just eats it.
How often do I kind of spray it? Like if I make one of these every 2 days, 3 days?
If you want to, it may be a waste, you may be overdoing it. Okay. But,
well, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh no, Betsy Ross, the woman that made the flag, no, that's not actually, this is her cousin. She is probably the most successful cattle raiser I know, living almost exclusively on compost tea and molasses. She settled on about 5 gallons of molasses an acre, about 4 to 5 times a year. She alternates the compost tea 4 to 5 times a year. Okay, and that's about it. I do mine about every month. Once a month I mix. By a month, I'm doing it more often than that because I'll do my garden this week, and next week I'll do my little garden in the back, my living area. The next week I'll do my watermelons, and the next week, you know. So I am brewing once a week, but I'm not necessarily pouring it on the same ground every week. So I've almost got a bucket going on.
So you use dry molasses in there?
No, I use liquid. I'm lazy. My friend Howard Garrett prefers dry molasses because his picture's on the bag and he gets a quarter every time you buy it.
Well, I did, except the pigs like to dig that up.
Oh, yeah? Well, now let me tell you one thing he says is true, and I'm going to do it this very day and let you know. I do have 100 pounds of dry molasses at home. I'm going to super thick do my little garden in the back. He says that the fire ants will be gone.
That's right.
This is my study to find out if it's telling me.
We know it works.
Does it work?
It works.
Dry molasses?
Yes, sir.
Does it kill them or drive them away?
I don't know. They're gone.
What difference does it make?
Yeah, they hate it.
Well, preventive. Is it a prevention?
Yeah, what we think is happening, and we only think
don't
this,
have
I don't
any
even
more.
know science. Whether you use liquid or you use dry, it evidently ups the bacteria situation so much. See, fire ants love monocultures. That's why we're out in coastal fields. They don't want to compete with anybody. What a perfect place, because nothing will live there but there. You start putting diversity out there and getting microbes out there and get away from this monoculture, and you'll get rid of fire ants. They don't want to live there anymore. They got to compete with the world. And that's what I think it does. I just brings the bacterial levels up so much they can't handle it out.
Do you have to spread it over?
The dry, I'm going to guess you do. Yes, ma'am. This is
Bring it back.
Yeah, I've always used liquid. I personally think liquid's a way better value. What, a gallon costs $3 or something, and it covers 2 tablespoons or 3 to a gallon. Whereas dry molasses, 50-pound bag, covers 1,000 square feet. Now, it does different things, but I think you get more bang for your buck with the liquid, but you may get some benefits because that molasses is also on organic material, wheat and rye or whatever. That may be a good synergistic relationship that you don't get so easily with liquid. So it's a winner to do both. Back to what's the word? Diversity. Yeah. Don't always use dry. Don't always use liquid.
I just run it through my bucket. I got one of those that pulls up.
Yeah, you got a siphon.
Yes. What I do is I run the molasses through my sprinkler system. I just move it, and fire ants, bugs.
And there's enough. You run it at full bore, so you've got enough to see. That works on a Venturi effect. So you got to have some pressure. Now there is a thing, and only one person in town sells it. It isn't me, but I'll tell you, Gardenville has a thing called Easy Flow. I brought them in when I was running Gardenville, and they've kept them. Here's what it is that's cool. It's a bucket with a container that steps on it, no moving parts. But here's what's different about it. Unlike his, which has to have that moving pressure, or it won't suck the liquid through, this thing has 2 tubes on it. One pressurizes the tank, and the other one feeds it back to the water hose. Here's what's cool about that. What if you want to do a drip system? It'll work. What if you just want to sprinkle and let it lay on something? It'll still work. Whereas those that have to have the Venturi effect have to have that pressure moving. So I use mine, it's got a variable dial, you can turn it off or turn it on. But I just load it with my, the other thing is you put the concentrate in. Now, molasses are too thick, you have to cut those. But your normal, you just fill it up. You don't have to do any mixing or anything. And it feeds it out. And it's a lazy man's way to feed it. Yeah, That's what we made what the KISS method is.
Keep it simple, sweetie.
That's me. And so I use it a lot. I've got 2 of them now. I got little ones. I'm going to get big one next. And it's basically the big nurseries all use these, but they have pumped ones that have electricity. This is a passive system that should last forever. It might get stopped up once in a while, you got to wash it out. But it should never wear out. To the bottle.
Using the Venturi system like
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that too turbulent for the bacteria?
Here's the answer, and then I'll tell you I don't know. In tests that Elaine Ingham did, if you get greater than 135 psi onto a bug microbe, it busts it. Now, I don't think we're going that high in a normal fecal system, okay? But I don't know that answer. Nobody's ever tested it. But what she made is the ideal. Is let's say you get a good high pressure hose, you get your liquid in there and spray it against a piece of concrete from this far away, and you're busting your bugs open. You're hurting someone. Especially busting the fungi, the funguses. So, but I don't think, I've heard everybody say they put them out that way. I put nematodes out that way, and I know I get a good effect. So, no sir, I don't think it's that way. I think it's okay. The better way, I'm going to put nematodes out today, but you know how? Sprinkler bucket. I'm very careful today. I'm going to fill it up 2 or 3 gallons at a time and run around because I want it to go exact places. I've never worried about fire ants, but I've got a particular area where I have nuts. I hatch baby bearded dragons every year. Bearded lizards. I hatch them in the wild. They're loose. And they've been eating the fire ants have been getting them in the first young. So I'm going to try to eliminate that one area so that they have a better chance. Once they're dry, they're fine. That first few minutes when they come out of the egg, they're not able to get away. And occasionally the fire ants will grab them and they're angry too. And they'll get my lizards. I'm going to try to get rid of this shit. Anything else? If not, I'll be around for a little bit. Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering,
Y'all can get up. I won't be embarrassed.
Is there any sort of defense against oak wilt that we're going through?
Against what?
Oak wilt?
Bob Webster was just here. He claims he saved the tree from oak wilt for 3 years now by doing nothing but what we call the sick tree treatment. This is an idea that Howard Garrett has promoted. He stole it from Dr. Carl Whitcomb, but he doesn't give. Like me, here's our story in the radio business. I tell you 3 times where I got it, and then from then on it's mine, and I lie about it. Well, Howard's the one that taught me.
So it's almost yours now, right?
It's almost mine. Now we can call it the Deuley sick tree treatment. But my website has got it. Howard Garrett's has it. It's a mixture of different volcanite, volcanics, lava sand, green sand, cornmeal, pit fertilizer, molasses. And those trees, and what we're saying is that's the best thing you can do. If the tree's going to make it, it's going to make it. But aloe doesn't work. There's $300 injections. All they do is extend the death. Okay? There's nothing out there right now, commercially available chemical-wise, that's doing a damn things for other people. I'm sorry, it's just not working long term. You're just wasting your money. It's very
What's your
expensive.
website?
Deuley's, well, it's natureapproved.net. It's easier. All my radio shows are on there. Well, all my Saturday shows. And all kinds of information. If I don't have it, write me and I'll find it. I honor it most of the time. If I'm where I can get to my computer, I answer my email every day. Sometimes I'm where I can't get it to work.
Say that again.
Natureapproved.net. Thank you guys for coming, everybody. Well, I met y'all.
David said it was good.